Kung hindi ni-lift ni PRRD yung mining ban, wala na tayong problema sa flooding ngayon. Unang-una, yung mining ban is not about a full ban on mining. Si Pinoy, naglagay siya ng mining ban sa mga new concessions, new mining concessions. So, ibig sabihin, kung sino yung merong mga mining licenses nung panahon na naglagay ng ban sa bagong mining agreement, yun lang yung pwedeng magmina. Now, I would like you to take note of this. I don't think na ginawa yun ni Pinoy because he cared about the environment. Ang gusto nila, kung sino yung may lisensya, yun lang ang magmimina. Effectively killing all competition sa mining. Wala pong total ban na nangyari sa mining. Ang closest na meron tayo dyan, si Gina Lopez. Ang may gusto ng total ban, si Gina Lopez. Si Gina Lopez, gusto niya hindi lahat ng mining iban. Sino nag-appoint kay Gina Lopez sa DENR? Si PRRD.
You know, the reason why I had decided to support him, Karen, is because during the elections, I went to all the presidential candidates, showing them what I knew, just to make sure that whoever is president doesn't kill the environment. And he was the only one that said, he was very fearless and very strong.
Do not destroy the environment. Follow it to a T. Wala tayong problema. Gina Lopez is just doing her job.
Kasi si Gina Lopez, ayaw niya. Even yung mga pocket mining, ayaw niya. As in, total ban ang gusto ni Gina Lopez. Sino nag-appoint kay Gina Lopez sa DENR? Duterte. Kasi sabi nila, yung Project NOAA, ay hindi, maganda tong project na to. Tapos tong project na to, nagkakaroon ng mga hazard mapping, ineme. Pagkatapos, dinifund ng Duterte. Bakit hindi tinuloy? Project NOAA is still working. Ang Project NOAA po ay active pa rin. Ayan o. Active pa rin naman siya. Ayan yung hazard mapping nila. Ako, hunch ko lang naman to, no? Yung sinasabi kasi nila na parang, dinifund the Project NOAA, ganyan-ganyan. I feel that what they meant is, hindi binigyan ng budget, ng stand-alone budget, ang Project NOAA. Yun yung gusto nilang palabasin. 'Di ba? Ano bang gusto talaga nilang mangyari dito sa Project NOAA? Ang gusto ba nila ay magkaroon to ng sariling opisina? Ganon ba? It's still working up until now. Meron pa ring hazard mapping na nangyayari hanggang ngayon. Okay, yung Project NOAA, ang goal niya is to do hazard mapping. The hazard mapping is supposed to, help you improve your preparation, ganyan. Would also give you a fair idea kung ano yung mga projects na dapat i-prioritize. Agree naman ako dyan eh. So, ang tanong, ginagamit ba yan ngayon o hindi? Ginagamit pa rin siya. So, it was not removed na as if inapi kayo ni PRRD dyan. Kung talaga sinutdown yan, hindi dapat wala na yan sa UP. Ang pag-usapan lang natin yung Project NOAA ng very, very quick. Ang ginagawa nila ngayon is lahat ng way in order to get away from the real problem. At ang totoong problem natin is yung pambababoy sa mga taxes natin, pambababoy ng national budget, kung saan sila ay magkaroon ng space para magkaroon ng sangkaterbang nakawan. At itong nakawan na ito, ang isa sa mga pinaka-apektado ng nakawan na ito na talagang kinamamatay ng ating mga kababayan ay ang pagnanakaw sa mga flood control projects. Yung pagnanakaw dyan sa mga flood control projects na yan, hindi nila masagot. Nahuli sila sa kabalbalan nila sa national budget, nahuli sila sa kabalbalan nila dyan sa pinaggagawa nila sa mga flood control projects. So, if we're just going to look at that issue, ang ginagawa nila, may problema sa mga flood control project, pero hindi kami ang dapat niyang problemahin. Ang problemahin natin mga Duterte, mga flood control projects nila. So, doon nila dinadala yung conversation. Kapag ka nandun tayo sa usapan ng flood control, there is huge effort para i-divert ang usapan sa totoong problema at dalhin sa mga Duterte. Sino ang mga perpetrator niyan? Ang perpetrator niyan si Terry Ridon, ICI, sila Magalong, supported of course by the vloggers na gustong dalhin ang usapan tungkol sa flood control sa Davao City. So yun yung isang level ng pag-divert nila ng attention doon sa real problem. Again, the real problem ay yung pambababoy sa national budget na kung saan binibigyan ng space ang nakawan. Isa sa mga nakawan na nagaganap ay itong nakawan sa flood control project. Huwag natin kalimutan yung problema. Yun talaga ang problema. Ngayon, dahil kasi si Terry Ridon, bobonicals naman siya di ba? Si Terry Ridon is not doing really a good job para i-divert at ibato yung mga putik sa mga Duterte. Hindi sila tatagumpay. Yung mga sinasabi niya, kulang sa kaalaman, walang galing, at talagang si Terry Ridon is just an attack dog. Wala man talaga silang makitang legitimate na issue against the Dutertes na would allow us to believe na tama yung sinasabi nila or may punto sila. So that is why, dun sila sa step 2, second layer ng mga distractions na ginagawa nila. They want to create a narrative in order to put the blame to the Duterte. Kasi wala kang masyadong makitang solid dun sa flood control eh. So, ang ginagawa nila, create a narrative and blame it on the Duterte. Yung sa Project NOAA, na sinasabi nila, ang grand narrative is that PRRD defunded Project NOAA. Yung mining ban ay nilift ni PRRD. Therefore, nagkaroon ng massive flooding because of that. Diba? Ganun yung narrative ngayon na inaano nila. So, on top, you have an attack dog sa level nila Terry Ridon. Second level nila dyan, create a narrative para i-blame sa mga Duterte. So, pinagsasabay-sabay nila. And then, another distraction, nakita niyo yung grabing panlilito na ginagawa sa atin. Buhayin natin yung issue ng ICC. Paaresto natin si Bato. So, yun na naman yung isa pang level ng pang-distract sa atin. Ngayon, itong mga distraction na ito, for example, itong kay Bato na meron siyang warrant of arrest kuno na ayaw sabihin sa atin kung totoo o hindi. Ang sinasabi ni Boying Rimulya is that merong warrant of arrest, meron siyang kopya, hawak niya, hindi pa lang official. At the same time, November 10, nagkaroon ng publication si International Criminal Court saying na nagkaroon sila ng bagong proseso sa mga application ng warrant of arrest. At yun nga, secret na ang application ng warrant of arrest at hindi na to i-disclose ng basta-basta unless payagan ng chamber na i-disclose iyon. Ngayon, yung kay Bato, while it is a distraction, it looks like meron din katotohanan yan kasi iba rin yung goal niyan eh. It is a distraction at the same time, meron talaga silang gustong gawin. At wag nating kalimutan, nilagay rin nila si Inday Sara na isa sa mga nag-perpetuate kuno ng extrajudicial killing sa bansa nung siya ay mayor ng Davao City. So ito mga are-aresto na to sa ICC, makakarating to hanggang kay Inday Sara. So kailangan po nating maging mapanuri dito. So ngayon, ang sinasabi nila, yung Project NOAA, hindi maganda tong project na to, tapos tong project na to, nagkakaroon ng mga hazard mapping, ineme. Pagkatapos dinefund ng Duterte, bakit hindi tinuloy? Let me just go to the current website of Project NOAA. Project NOAA is still working. Ang Project NOAA po ay active pa rin. Ayan o, active pa rin naman siya. It still can be used. Ayan yung hazard mapping nila. Gumagana pa rin siya. So hindi ko magets bakit anong exactly yung problem? Bakit nila sinasabi na dinefund dahil dinefund ito dapat it's still being functional. At ginagamit pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. At ibig sabihin, kung gumagana pa rin ito under the auspices of the University of the Philippines, ibig sabihin, may budget pa rin siya. It was transferred to UP and UP is getting funds for Project NOAA. Exactly! Kasi itong issue na to, ginamit na nila to noong 2017 against PRRD. Dinefund ni PRRD ang Project NOAA kineme. When you say certain project is defunded, ibig sabihin, unang-una, dapat entitled muna yung project na yon sa appropriation. When we do our budget, ang mga entitled na mga opisina ang magkakaroon ng allocation. Ngayon, ang sinasabi kasi nila is that, hunch ko lang naman to, no? Yung sinasabi kasi nila na parang, dinefund the Project NOAA, ganyan-ganyan. I feel that what they meant is, hindi binigyan ng budget, ng standalone budget, ang Project NOAA. Yun yung gusto nilang palabasin. 'Di ba? Na dinefund kasi hindi siya binigyan ng standalone na project. What do you really want to happen? Ano ba ang gusto talaga nilang mangyari dito sa Project NOAA? Ang gusto ba nila ay magkaroon to ng sariling opisina? Ganon ba? It's still working up until now. Meron pa ring hazard mapping na nangyayari hanggang ngayon. It's not a separate office, definitely not. It's within the auspices of the University of the Philippines. So, hindi ko maintindihan exactly, bakit nyo kinakabit ano yung link sa mga Duterte? Mga ka-office mates ko dati, yung software engineers ng Project NOAA. Hindi yan pinahinto ni PRRD, natapos lang yung project. Correct! The project is done and is now within the University of the Philippines. BAM wants to allocate more budget sa Project NOAA. Parang tanga, akala ko ba exhausted na research niyan at na-disseminate na proper branches ng government? Nagagamit pa nga. Theatrics na naman. Sabi ni Ian Reg Paring, in explaining the decision, DOST Secretary Fortunato de la Peña said the deliverables of Project NOAA had already been met and the government, particularly State Weather Bureau Pag-asa, would adopt the technologies produced by the program. Exactly. So, ngayon, the narrative that they want to create is that they are creating yung parang Project NOAA could have saved us from problems, kineme, ganyan. What can exactly Project NOAA give? Hazard mapping. Fine. Is it still being used up until now? The answer is yes. So why do these people act as if Project NOAA is the ultimate messiah for our flooding problem? 'Di ba? Yun hindi ko maintindihan dito. Okay, yung Project NOAA, ang goal niya is to do hazard mapping. The hazard mapping is supposed to, help you improve your preparation, ganyan. Would also give you a fair idea kung ano yung mga projects na dapat i-prioritize. Agree naman ako dyan eh. So, ang tanong, ginagamit ba yan ngayon o hindi? Ginagamit pa rin siya. So, it was not removed na as if inapi kayo ni PRRD dyan. Kung talagang sinutdown yan, hindi dapat wala na yan sa UP. So, ano exactly yung problem? So, ngayon, ito, kagaya ng pati yung sa mining. Another narrative that they want to perpetuate is yung merong mining ban, pagkatapos si PRRD, nilift nga yung mining ban na yon. And I think, maganda yung sinulat ni CJ Hero about it na yung mining ban, hindi siya total ban. Wala siyang total ban. Ang may gusto ng total ban, si Gina Lopez. Si Gina Lopez, gusto niya hindi lahat ng mining iban. Yun ang gusto ni Gina Lopez. Sino nag-appoint kay Gina Lopez sa DENR? Si PRRD. Kinonfirm ba ng Commission on Appointments ng House of Representatives ng Legislative ng Congress si Gina Lopez? No. But it is a policy. It looks like it is the policy that PRRD wanted to to venture on. Pero mo nag-assign ka ba naman ng DNR secretary, ang gusto niya total ban talaga eh. 'Di ba? Ngayon, nung panahon ni Pinoy, and this is something that you can also get from dun sa write-up ni CJ Hero. Maganda yung sinabi ni CJ Hero dun. Yung mining ban ni Pinoy is a mining ban for new mining concessions. Joey, bakit sinasabi nila sa TikTok na inalis ni PRRD si Gina Lopez? Ang alam ko hindi siya na-confirm. Hindi siya kinonfirm ng Commission on Appointments. Ilang beses na-reject si Gina Lopez. Lopez's appointment as Environment Secretary was rejected by the Commission on Appointment in a vote of 8-16 on May 3, 2017. Nireject siya. It is the Commission on Appointments ng Congress ang nag-reject. Now makes sense. Kaya ayaw nila maupo si Gina Lopez kasi total ban ang mining. Kasi si Gina Lopez, ayaw niya. Even yung mga pocket mining, ayaw niya. As in, total ban ang gusto ni Gina Lopez. Total ban ang gusto ni Gina Lopez dyan. Sino nag-appoint kay Gina Lopez sa DENR? Duterte. Sabi ni Arwana, rejected twice, in-extend ni PRRD si Gina Lopez at nakiusap si PRRD din sa Congress niyan. Let's hear Miss Gina Lopez.
Very vocal about your stand in all the interviews. President Duterte has said he supported you, but he never gave out in other words, his government or his own administration's policy on mining. He never spoke of it.
You know, the reason why I had decided to support him, Karen, is because during the elections, I went to all the presidential candidates, showing them what I knew, just to make sure that whoever is president doesn't kill the environment. And he was the only one that said he was very fearless and very strong.
Are you disappointed now?
No, I'm not disappointed because I still think, I haven't talked to him, but in all my discussions with him, all my discussions with him, he has been non-negotiable about people's welfare. I mean, just as maybe I should
go ahead, just as a side note,
as a joke.
Okay.
Like when I was showing him the pictures and we saw how people were suffering. I mean, I don't really think he was serious. Gusto ko papatayin ko sila. And then I looked at him, I said, sir, mahal na mahal kita. Okay. No, but I mean, it was not the, I understand.
It was
just the fervor of, it was indicative of his love for people and his temperament to say that if this happens,
do not destroy the environment. Follow it to a T. Wala tayong problema. Just pay the correct taxes, follow the standards. Gina Lopez is just doing her job. You know, she is really a crusader.
Actually, if I remember it correctly, si Gina Lopez talaga, nag-moratorium talaga yan si Gina Lopez sa illegal logging at saka sa mining. As in, bonggang-bongga. And I think it lasted for like 6 months or something, ganun. Kasi talagang gusto niya total review ng lahat ng mga concession agreements para sa mga mining at saka yung sa mga logging concessions. Sobrang hard stand ni Gina Lopez pagdating sa ganyan. Sobrang hard stand niya dyan. At nakikipagbardagulan ng malalayan si Gina Lopez. Di ba si MVP sa mining company? Nakipagbardahan pa yan ng bonggang-bongga yan si Gina Lopez kay MVP. As in, ganon. Who appointed Gina Lopez again? Who appointed her? Unfortunately, namatay na lang to eventually si Gina Lopez eh. Nabanggit din ni Gina Lopez na lugi ang gobyerno sa mining companies. Walang kinikita ang gobyerno habang nasisira ang kalikasan. At eto nga, hindi ito nabanggit ni CJ Hero doon sa kanyang article. Di ba si Pinoy, naglagay siya ng mining ban sa mga new mining concessions. So, ibig sabihin, kung sino yung merong mga mining licenses nung panahon na naglagay ng ban sa bagong mining agreement, yun lang yung pwedeng magmina. Right? Now, I would like you to take note of this. Kasi, I don't think na ginawa yun ni Pinoy because he cared about the environment. Ang gusto nila, kung sino yung may lisensya, yun lang ang magmimina. Effectively killing all competition sa mining. Diba? Sino yung mga stakeholder noon sa mining? Pagkatapos, syempre, pag magkakaroon ng bagong mining concession, diba? You're gonna face a more, monopoly yun. Diyos ko, gaguhan ba tayo dito? Ekonomiya yun. Para makikinabang lang ng mga pwedeng minahin. Kung sino lang yung mga barkada mong minero at that time. Diba? But anyway, mining is really an industry that would have a significant effect doon sa local economy natin. And even if Gina Lopez was a hard stand pagdating sa mining, it is really, yung talagang leadership niya sa DENR at that time is really bound to fail simply because sobrang non-negotiable kasi ni Gina Lopez doon eh. And yung mining at saka yung logging, it is impossible to really put an end to it. You would still really have to do it to certain extent. So it's really a matter of balancing the interest. At ang isa nga dyan na parang kung bibigyan kayo ng mining agreement, kung lilisensyahan kayo, bibigyan kayo ng right to mine certain areas, dapat malaki yung pakinabang ng bansa dyan. Kasi sisirain nyo yung kalikasan eh. 'Di ba? So you must have certain responsibilities na hindi naman malulugi yung bansa. 'Di ba? Ngayon, they're trying to make it appear, again, nandun na naman sila doon sa Messiah concept na had they done something like that, wala tayong pinoproblema ngayon. Yung ganong klaseng pag-iisip, yung Debbie kind of thinking, yung parang si Debbie kanina, kasi kung ginawa yan, dapat hindi na problema ngayon, yung ganon. Which shows kung gaano kasimple yung mga utak ng mga taong walang alam. Bobo.